They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Carry here for Charles Sims. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
They'll run it again with Sims. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And that's the way to get things started the first time you touch the football on the road. And you have to believe all week long, all they've talked about is, okay, going into a hostile environment, we're the visiting team. How do we take control of this ball game early? That's one way right there. No fear, guys, and if they had any, it's probably gone after that run. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done. Now they run with Sims, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Time to feature the offensive starters and to give some love to the tight end, Kyle Rudolph. He's been to the Pro Bowl already, battled a few injuries, but he's back and better than ever. Has added a little yoga to his regimen in order to make it more nimble. That makes it that much harder for the defenders to catch him. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Sims. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there. Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle. And he made a great tackle. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Defensively, the starters for Chicago, and they feel like they've got a big-time disruptor in Leonard Floyd from Georgia. And when the draft process began, there was a mixed bag of opinions about Leonard Floyd. But as time went on and he tested and people saw him work out and they saw the sheer athleticism, people realized they better move fast to get him, and the Bears did, moving up in the first round to number 9 to pluck him. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down. Bridgewater now. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it? It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6. Glennon. Completion left side to Miller. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They go with Howard again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Now Glennon. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. I'm ready now for 2nd and 9. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
18 yards on the pickup there. And the Bears are going to get a first. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw. Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
They'll run for the first time with Jeremy Langford. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Jeremy Langford, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
When you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. The 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Charles Sims, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's brought in by Kevin White. And he's brought down after a good game. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
All right, here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Cameron Meredith, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And they will line up now for the two-point try. Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he will find the end zone here. And the lead moves up to 7. And they're able to ground it in there on the two-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that two-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
They go play action here on first down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Leonard Floyd in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Second down, Bridgewater. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And it's third down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Jeff Locke now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
It's a gain of 24 that time. And it'll be first down Bears.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. They come out here in the eye. On first down, they run with Howard. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Vikings pick up the football. And now the rookie's free. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. And a nice little pass and catch there on the corner route.
Set up very well by the receiver with a head and shoulder fake inside before he comes back downhill to his quarterback.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They come out here in the I. This is Langford on 1st and 10. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Glennon. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. On the ground, the drive starts with Sims. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Bridgewater on 1st down. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Pernell McPhee in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Larry Ridley will have first half highlights and analysis.
LR, plenty to show in this one.
Going to be a busy man at intermission. And the dreaded third. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Third down, still 14 yards left. And they're definitely showing blitz here. Again, they run with Sims. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Here's Jeff Locke now as he's on to punt for Minnesota.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bears take over. Marching back out there, ready for the next possession. Here comes the Vikings defense.
And now Big Mo's wearing a shirt of their color. They're hoping to continue that momentum in their direction, but maybe another pick.
Who's Big Mo? He's momentum, right?
Momentum. And right now, he's hugging them.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here we go
Now Glennon. Looks for White, but it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And now out comes Minnesota. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Shift together here from the D-line. Bridgewater now. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Third down and 3. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Third and short yardage. Bridgewater. And he's able to find Diggs. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. In the red zone this time. A first down throw for Bridgewater. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. So the defensive holding penalty here, Charles.
You get outside of 5 yards downfield and you get grabby with an offensive player, the flag will come out every time.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And a quick throw here that's complete. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. First and goal here from the 2. Here's Sims on the run. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
Here's Bridgewater. Open man is Treadwell, and he's got it for the Minnesota touchdown. Laquan Treadwell as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And the Vikings defense ready to head back out there now. And the interception the last time, their third takeaway of the game, Charles.
They're just flocking to the football so well. And not only are they doing that, they're making big-time plays and taking it away from them. Big hits, big plays. They're looking very good in this ballgame.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. They'll get 32 yards there. And the Bears are going to get a first.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Let's get this ball back for the offense. Now let's go. Green. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll throw now on the final play. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Jeez, don't you at least want your guys to get a drink of water? Probably pretty thirsty. Whatever, your wish, our command. Third quarter now. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. The Vikings defense getting ready to go. At 4 takeaways now. Last one, the interception on that previous drive.
Okay, work with me on this one because I think we've got to do the highlight video at the end of the season. Can you imagine putting this together? The high energy, the impact, all these takeaways cut into one.
The big fella! Past the 20. Touchdown, Chicago! A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
So they're going to go for 2. On the handoff, this is Howard. And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a 1-point lead. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a 1-point lead, and it just changes the complexion of the whole game.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. Surveying the field. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
First down, Bridgewater. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them. I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They'll run here with Sims. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell him, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we're going to have to go for the hot dogs.
Bridgewater now from the 50. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up?
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It's a loss of 11 on the play. In there to bury him for a loss of 11. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play? Or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz. And in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
Now Glennon throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
They run with Howard. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2nd down, and the offense needing 5 yards. Again, it's Howard. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Glennon looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. That one good for 14 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. They come out here in the eye. Running with Howard. And he is going to lose yardage here. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
One of the beauties of a 3-4 defense is that you have flexibility with your linebackers, and you can put them in different spots. But one of the downsides is an offensive team that's committed to running the football, you can get your big offensive linemen up on linebackers quicker, and that usually gives you an advantage in running it.
They're going to look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 14 yards there on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Jeremy Langford, the one he was looking to get it to. And it's 4th down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal.
Well, the hallmarks of their success this year, they've been fearless on 4th down, and they convert another one right here to move the chains.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
First and goal, they'll look to smash it in. Maybe a quarterback sneak here. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll try again with Howard. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. Third and goal. Can the offense punch it in here from the 1? And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now at Soldier Field. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Here comes the Bears defense now back out onto the field. And an important stop in a tight game their last time.
Always important to stop them. We know that. But as you noted, in a tight game, so much more critical to get it done, and that's exactly what they did.
And they'll be trying to do that once more here. We'll see who wins the battle. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. You can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Here's Jeff Locke now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case,
wide open receiver complete. The 30. Touchdown, Chicago. Their big tight end, 79 yards. And the Bears will extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now Barth for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes Diggs. Oh, what a move. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play.
Let's go.
From the gun, Bridgewater. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Second down following the incompletion. Bridgewater now on second down. And he comes back with one complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Pernell McPhee in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Let's go.
Second down, Bridgewater. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Third and long for Bridgewater. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. And he fires one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick.
Well, you're trailing. It's the fourth quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field, and they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm, You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
What we're seeing from the defense here is a group of guys bearing down, trying to help out their quarterback after he threw an interception. Good stops on the first 2 downs. It brings up a key 3rd down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
All right, now look at 56.
They come out here in the eye. On 1st and goal, Howard. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Barth now for the extra point. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. Oh, another spin.
Hard to line him up when he does that.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
How about the timing on that one? Where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
The 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Left side caught by Diggs. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. First down, Bridgewater. And Diggs has it. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Bridgewater to throw it. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Bridgewater on first down. A dump off to Sims. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Charles Sims with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They pitch out to Howard. And he's able to get this. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out here in the eye. This is Howard on 2nd down. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Now Howard. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Glennon. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good
pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Leonard Floyd in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Bridgewater. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And he clocks it with just over 30 seconds left. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Here's Bridgewater. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. The young connection hook up there. Bridgewater to Diggs. And even 40 yards. And quickly they get to the line. And now down to 14 as he spikes it to stop the clock. Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Bridgewater. That's complete right around the 8. Oh, no, he lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
They go back to the air here after the INT. It's grabbed over the middle by White. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play. A give to Howard. And he's got some space here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Chicago, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.